Hello, everyone. I've been feeling a little blocked around the channeling for this past week or so, and I've also experienced a lot of other old emotional blockages reemerge in different parts of my life. My suspicion is it's kind of a general trend that has something to do with a lot of these retrogrades and eclipses we've been seeing lately. But tonight I sort of feel the floodgates open again, and there's a lot of information being presented to me. So I think I'll start at the beginning, and we'll hear from the 12th dimensional entity known as Quanta, or I call them Quanta. And they will explain something to us about the relationship between past, present, and future as it presents itself to us in these days. So I'll jump into the trance, and then you'll hear from the Holy Ghost, Quanta. Our love and blessings we extend to you, to those of you listening, and to the rest of your species, those you are connected to directly and indirectly. You are all part of one human family, sent here voluntarily once to experience the experiences you have been having and the experiences you are going to have. Where you are at the present moment differs, of course, from individual to individual, but it is true that certain energies are playing out. It was meant to be so all along, planned out from the very beginning, that at this point in your time, what you know in your calendars as 2020, but what is in a more aligned way of describing time to your sun and the position of your planets, it is a time in which everything is shifting rapidly. The planets retrograding at different times in this year: Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Mercury, so often retrograding, but also contributing to the great changes taking place. All these planets are stepping aside for new energies to beam in from the galactic center, and also for more subtle energies from nearby stars in the galaxy to influence the progress and configuration of energies around your planet in different ways. The grid that had been set around your planet in order to protect it and infuse it with different energies, but also to allow it to remain in unconsciousness or not the planet, but the inhabitants of it, yourselves, we are referring to in this respect. This grid is being not removed, but configured into something that is more directly aligned with the awakening intents of the human species to discover itself as a star being. The reason that the channel, as he described, and many others of you are experiencing this resurfacing of past pressures, regrets, fears and sorrows, is exactly because you are approaching a new event horizon. It is a basic statement that humans exist in between the past and the future. Of course, this is the reality of everything experienced in linear temporal perception, but it is specific to human beings in their own world that they relate to it cognitively. That is, that with their minds they move their perceptions up and down the timeline, projecting themselves into the future and understanding themselves through the recollections of the past. But see, what you are missing now is a clear future to make sense of the past. This is taking place collectively. Few of you now know where you are going. None of you understand where the planet is going. None of you understand what will happen to your societies with the changes taking place. The coronavirus, which presents itself as a game changer, has been the instigator of an awakening to the collective problems that can no longer be ignored on the planet, and you are coming to terms with this public health crisis only being a symptom of the greater underlying problem of the crisis of identity of your species that has arisen from you separating yourself from the bond to Mother Nature and to the fatherly, in quotation marks, energies from the sky and the heavens that gave you a place in the middle to stand and understand yourself. You moved from this spatial dimension, a paradise where you emerged from nature and then died back into nature in accordance with its natural cycle. You moved from this into the world of time, and you began to change the world from the abstract dimension revealed to you behind this understanding of time. What is happening now is that just as the bond with nature was once broken, now your bond with time is breaking down. The bond with time relied on a notion of predictability. As long as things were predictably stable, at least to a degree where you could assume that your intentions, choices, actions, institutions could solve problems by laying out plans and carrying them out. But now it seems the best of your plans are turning into dust. There's almost a sense of radioactivity emanating from the uncertainty of the future. Your need to get to this endpoint is radiating a frenetic energy back to you in time, and it is changing you with upheavals, with dramas, and with conflict. We are not telling you that these things are negative to us. They are simply patterns playing out as a consequence of a much greater event that will come. This event is the apocalypse, or you may understand it also as the rebirth into paradise. Much as your personal births, understand that the messy process of bringing new life into this world always carries with it a disintegration of the old. But also realize that your mother planet is, just as your human mothers, strong and built for the exercise of giving life and nurturing it and healing herself while she tends to this new life. Mother Earth is way ahead of you. She is preparing a surprise. She will reflower, regrow what has been destroyed. But she will also cast off what is no longer tolerable to you. Anticipate shakes and quakes and waves. Anticipate that what you hold on to will slip from your grip, and you will be set in the world with a sense of vertigo that we advise you to turn into light-headed joy and realize that you are climbing, or perhaps more accurately, you are rising to the stars with the ground above you raising you up to reach the light that beams down to touch you. We sense and hope that this message reaches your hearts in love. Understand everything is going in accordance with plan, and that plan is the loving transmutation of everything that you are into everything glorious that you always have been and that you have always been intended to become. We leave you with this wondrous paradox to ponder in your soft radiance as a living being. Blessed and loved you are, sweet son of the first human beings.